Why, hello everyone. Welcome to the Entertainverse podcast. This is Andre, and I am catching up with big news from a few days ago. It's about Avengers summer of 2026, and last week there was a uh, a reveal of the 26, 27 cast members thus far joining the cast. For this highly anticipated blockbuster for the MCU. And to who's going to be in it. Hold on. In a very unusual way on social media, in which it was very stupid. Every 13 to 15 minutes, it starts off with a chair of a cast member and just kept going and going and going and going. It lasted 5 hours and had to be really stupid. One of the worst reveals of all time. It got a lot of views on social media across like YouTube, Facebook, X, TikTok. Heck, the reveals even became a meme of some sort. So let's break it down. The Avengers are assembling again, this is from Deadline, for Avengers Doomsday, and actors and superheroes appear in the next installment. Chris Hemsworth, Anthony Mackie, Vanessa Kirby, Paul Rudd, and Florence Pugh are some of the actors the studio has confirmed on their live stream. Other actors set to appear in Doomsday, including Tech 10 Oak Hootery, Simu Liu, Sebastian Stan, Letitia Wright, Ebon Moss, Bacharach, and Kelsey Grammer. The film also stars Louis Perman, Danny Ramirez, Joseph Quinn, David Harbour, Winston Duke, Hannah John Kamen, Tom Hiddleston, Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen, uh, Alan Cumming, Rebecca, Rebecca Romaine, James Marsden, and Channing Tatum. Pedro Pascal was also confirmed was also confirmed to join the MCU. Robert Downey Jr. made an appearance at the end of the Marvel live stream. Uh, Robert Downey Jr. will return to the MCU, but this time as Victor Von Doom, known as Doctor Doom, which was announced at Comic Con last year. With filming starting on the next installment of the Avengers saga, directors Joe and Anthony Russo are taking extra precautions to avoid spoilers. We we're pretty good shutting that down, Joe told Collider in an interview with Anthony, adding, "We're sort of strategized to hopefully be effective for that." For that reason, the Russo brothers are filming sound stages, and Joe admits we don't want people getting photographed, so we're being pretty stringent. The location we are doing, we have picked those locations with that in mind as well. Anthony noted, everybody. So Chris Hemsworth will be back as Thor. Anthony Mackie will be back as Captain America. Vanessa Kirby, who will be in the upcoming Fantastic Four movie this summer, she will reprise her role as Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman. Paul Rudd will be back as a very underrated character. Florence Pugh will be back as Yelena Bivla. Wyatt Russell will be back as John Walker, aka U.S. Agent. Tenko Tenoka Hutara Mija will be Neymar. He made his first appearance in Black Panther and Wakanda Forever a couple years back. Simu Lao will be back as Shang-Chi. Sebastian Stan will be back as Bucky Barnes. White Wolf. Honestly, he's Winter Soldier. It will always be the Winter Soldier. Letitia Wright will be back as Shuri, also known as the Black Panther. Ebon Moss Bacharach will be in the film as the Thing, reprising the role from the Fantastic Four movie coming out in July. Kelsey Grammer will be back as Henry McCoy, also known as the Beast. Kelsey was also in X-Men The Last Stand. X-Men Days of Future Past and a cameo. Uh, David Harbour will be known as the Red Guardian, reprising his role from Black Widow and the upcoming Thunderbolts movie. Winston Duke returning as M'Baku. Hannah John Kamen reprising her role as Ghost. She was also in Ant-Man and the Wasp film several years back, and she's going to be in the Thunderbolts movie as that character, so she'll be back. Tom Hiddleston, Loki. Awesome. Hang on. Patrick Stewart reprising his role as Professor Charles Xavier is a shocker because he got killed off in Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness, and he was killed off in Logan, and he was killed off the first time in X-Men: The Last Stand. So we'll see how Marvel does this. Ian McKellen will be back as Magneto from the X-Men films. Alan Cumming will be back as Nightcrawler. The only appearance for his Nightcrawler was in X2, X-Men United, over 20 years ago. So it should be a fun, interesting experience. Rebecca Romijn will be back as Mystique from the original X-Men trilogy. James Marsden will be back as Cyclops. He was Cyclops in the original X-Men trilogy and X-Men Days of Future Past over 10 years ago. And Channing Tatum will be back as Gambit. He was Gambit in Deadpool versus Wolverine last summer, in which he stole the movie. I don't know why the foes not. Yep, that's him. Pedro Pascal will be back as Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards, reprising the role from the upcoming Fantastic Four movie. And Robert Downey Jr. will be back in the MCU, but as Victor Von Doom, aka Doctor Doom, at the very end of the video. And Avengers Doomsday cast now in production. Obviously, this is not the full cast. It's going to be announced soon. Rumor has it, because the rumor going around is like contracts are being finalized for another wave because Jeff Snyder, the one of the top scoopers in the business, he mentioned on his podcast being confirmed. I wouldn't be surprised if we get more X-Men characters being confirmed on top of some of the familiar people in the MCU, and like more Avengers. I assume Brie Larson will be back. Mark Ruffalo will be back. The rumor of Chris Evans will be cold prior to Christmas. That I think it was prior to Christmas or earlier this year that he will be in the movie. We don't know if it's going to be Captain America because he popped up as Johnny Storm, Human Torch, the character he portrayed in the old Fantastic Four movies from the 2000s. He priced that on Deadpool and Wolverine last summer. So we don't know what's going to happen with him. And then it's very intriguing. We don't know if she's going to portray Peggy Carter or a variant of her. So we honestly don't know what's going to happen. Oops. I shared it on the wrong video, on the wrong thing. Oh well, I'm going to close this off. I'm going to stop sharing. All right. And that was my quick breakdown of the whole thing. So I'll record next time. So have a good day, everyone.